So you can see, so this is a bundle application that was put together by a channel partner of ours that handles all of warehouse management and also the equivalent inventory management counterparts for those that are not using WM. Right. So what we can do here is actually I'll demo a goods receipt application. And this application was designed with offline in mind from the ground up, which means you can actually synchronize purchase orders to this device. And this is fairly quick. So you can actually, so this is about 1 year's worth of purchase orders that are now synchronized to this device. So what I'll do, this is designed to be a minimum interaction kind of an app. So you open up the app and then you scan a purchase order number. And that's what I just did. This is the beep that you heard. And what that does is it automatically then pulls open the line items underneath that purchase order. And what I'll do now is I'll repeatedly scan a barcode for the line item to do a goods receipt for that. So pay attention, this is going to go quick. So you can see that native scanning, let me scan a different one so you can see what happens. So that native scanning integration is just lightning fast, and that of course reduces time, right? So we can say that using a application powered by Neptune on a Zebra device gives you back 25 to 50% in productivity because just the increase in efficiency in how you interact with that transaction rather than with an ITS mobile, right? So it's not just about having a good looking screen up on there, it's about enabling the warehouse workers to be able to do this quicker. Okay, so now let me show you the same thing on a different device. And the reason I'm doing this is because I can actually show you the offline, because this is hardwired to my computer, right? With the Zebra remote view, if I go on offline, then you don't see my screen, right? So now I'll do the same exact thing, completely disconnected, and you can see how the plugins work, the camera integration, right? So I can go and I can do the same thing. I can scan, and I can scan a different barcode, and the application works the same exact way on a completely different device, a completely different OS, and we're using it in offline mode. And how do we know that even in offline it's doing fancy logic? So I can actually go in here and I can manually over receive something and force it, and it'll actually yell at me and show me that it's actually validating this logic in offline mode. So even though we're disconnected, we have all the data cached in this device that shows us, hey, you're over receiving on this, right? So this is the key thing. It doesn't care it's offline, it just keeps on going. Okay, so let me show you real quick how we make this magic happen. Our development platform is, like I said, entirely drag and drop. So where typically, if you look at these applications, if I run this equivalent application in a browser, and we look at the backend code on this, you can see that it is not an insignificant amount of code here. This is how this application would have been built if this had been done on SAP's platform, on SAP's Web IDE. In our case, it looks like this. It's drag and drop, and changing or making changes is simple in Neptune, right? If they don't like the color of a button, then they simply click on the button and they make a change. Now it's highlighting the button. If I don't like it saying reject, I can change it over to something entirely different. All right, so let's go and look for this reject, and I can just change this reject to no. We'll activate this. And now the button says no, right? If you had done this in coding, of course, now you're looking for the code and you're changing it, you're manually typing. Binding this to the data is just as quick. Everything is directly connected to the ABAP. And I'll refrain from going into the ABAP and showing you code here because we don't have technical people. But the thing is that building these applications literally is as easy as going to our app store, downloading an application, and then extending it and connecting it to the backend code. And you can debug and download an application in a matter of a couple of work days, where with SAP now you're talking weeks. So It's easy to prove to the customer that this works, and we have references. I think last week we were on the phone with 2 different customers in the US, and a hopefully future customer of Zebra and Neptune to combine.